All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Great day to everyone from the Zeebu amazing fam. Thank you so much for jumping in on our community call. We are super thrilled and excited. I am Raghav, the co-founder and CMO. I have my very good friend, my co-founder and our COO, Keshav Pandya on the community call. We will also shortly have Raj, the third founder, on the call. We are super thrilled. We are excited. It has been a fruitful year. It has been a phenomenal year. We can't tell you enough of how excited and how thrilled we are. First off, before we get the call kicked off and started, we wanted to take a moment to thank each one of you folks, our beautiful, amazing community. Thank you so much for everything, all the love, all the warmth, and all the support we have received from you. Obviously, you have seen the tremendous growth, the success story of how the token has been performing, the whole innovation, the whole growth. We will continue to bring in more innovation, more good news, and a lot of community-centric activities for all of you. So stay tuned. Continue to show your love. Continue to show your support. Um, Before we kind of actually get started, my co-founder Keshav had a very heartwarming video that he has prepared, a surprise for all of us. So I would request him to play that video, and once we watch the video, we will again come back on the call. Wow, 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 what an energy. I think Keshav just resonated what we mean and what we stand for. A lot of energy, a lot of high octane. I loved the video. I'm sure each one of you also loved it. We will shortly be circulating the video in our Telegram channel and all across our social handles. Thank you so much, Keshav, for putting this together. This was phenomenal.
Yeah,
So I see you smiling. I see you happy already. So why don't you get started?
no, so all thanks to the marketing team, they are putting extraordinary efforts. And so far, the entire last year has been amazing. As you can see, the glimpse into the entire journey. We started in April, and entire year was super fantastic. We have been traveling a lot. We have been meeting new people, getting tremendous good community response, and that's how the entire year started. And by the time we reach to the end of year, it feels like it is just the beginning, but there are so many more things to do for community, for entire fraternity, and lot many innovation. So it feels like yesterday when we started our first curtain raiser in the month of April, and when we are talking in the month of December. So it's just like yesterday. So much of
Wow.
excitement and journey went so fast, so that now we are making preparation for 2024 with the supercharge. The team is super enthusiastic, working day and night for preparing the new releases for the upcoming year.
Amazing, amazing. I think, Keshav, one thing that I keep hearing from even your team members is it is hard to know which continent or which part of the world you are on which day. So I see a significant amount of travel that is happening, obviously, with Zeebu. So I mean, two things, right? One, like you said, it feels as if it was yesterday. April we did our curtain raiser, and in December we have so much to share. I think what is more fabulous is the whole community coming together and the way people are cheering and rallying the token and the success. So I want to kick off starting with a very, very simple question. When you started, I mean, obviously you are the first earliest founding member of Zeebu along with Raj. I mean, while I came in late, when you started off the journey, Keshav, did you think it is going to be such a fast race and such a crazy run in, let's say, 8 9 months? What is your thought when you look back now?
So uh, I can say the hill climb is mammoth, and it is still we have to achieve a lot. This is just the beginning, but the
Right.
amount of the innovation and the problem solving what we were ideating, that is getting accepted. That's the biggest achievement. The telecom
Beautiful.
industry is giving us warm welcome. So,
Hmm.
and the biggest evidence is we were projecting to do 1.8 billion worth of transaction in our first year, and in last 6 months we already achieved more than 500 million worth of transaction. So
Wow.
that's
Wow.
the traction we are getting. The businesses who are believing, that's the biggest validation factor. So we have onboarded more than 70 businesses on the platform. They are proactively using, transacting with the Zebu, and the demand is still going high. The wait list is of more than 200 companies are in wait list. They want to start utilizing Zebu platform for the daily business, for the daily requirement. That's the biggest factor which kicks in, right? And
Wow. Wow. So, so I get it, right? I mean, a very important point, like you said. I mean, there has been a growth almost on a daily basis, and I mean, obviously, I'm neither you or me are here to talk about the very obvious growth that the token has seen itself, be it the price appreciation, be it the crazy listings that have happened. I mean, I was talking to an analyst, Keshav, and she is from a very reputed analyst firm, and she was awestruck when I said that in 5 months' time, we got listed in the top 10 exchanges like MEXC, Gate.io, and all of that. You think this is a very natural response that happens to most of the token stories, or we are special because we were able to show the proof in transactions, in onboarding carriers, merchants, community growth? What do you think? Where do you owe this success to?
so now crypto industry is getting matured. So companies wants to see real business coming in. They are not allowing experimental. If you don't have any use case, make yourself a meme token. But if you are a real business, let's talk business. What real problem you are solving, what is the real world impact, and that's where the enterprises, the exchanges, the entire ecosystem is responding to our idea, and that is getting validated by the businesses. So like it's not easy for all other token to get listed very quickly and see the response, but we have a real business in place. So I can say the alpha launch, beta launch has been very much successful, and that's as a result of it we are seeing the listings are happening and exchanges are doing giving us a warm welcome. Now, on
Wow,
the other
wow.
side, like I would like to ask one question to you. What's your reading on the marketing front when you see the internet, when you interact with the world,
Oh
when you,
man.
yeah. So, what is your
Kesha,
very,
for me, this has been like an F1 race for me. How do I tell you? It has been phenomenal. The good part for us in the story so far is the amount of positive response we have been getting all across, right? Especially, I mean, obviously, you see how media is loving us. Most of the who's who media have been featuring Zeebu, you, Raj, the overall story. You see how community is rallying and community is saying, go Zeebu, go. So this has been a tremendous response. To be very honest, this has been way more overwhelming than I thought it would be. And yeah, I mean we are super geared up. I know we have a lot of great announcements to make in the call. I know there is a lot of excitement building, but yeah, from a marketeer as a CMO, I think this has been a very fulfilling journey. And I'm extremely happy that I have this opportunity and we are kind of driving this whole thing together. I mean, as we speak about driving things together, I think Raj, welcome. I know you just landed in the JFK airport. This is the kind of commitment our founders and the team has. I was just telling how we have been hopping from a continent to continent. I know you landed 10 minutes ago and you quickly, got into this call. Thank you so much for taking the time and, love to hear from you. We have the whole community on the call. This is our year-end finale, the wrap of 2023 call.
Yeah, of course, Raghav. I mean, it's not about making sacrifices, right? It's about making it count at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
again, thank you for setting this up, and thanks to the community for attending today. And when I say making it count, it's when you reflect at the end of the year. You during that reflection, you go from a milestone by milestone basis thought process, right? And when I look at Zeebu's progress this year, we've done an absolutely incredible job. Of course, us as co-founders are never satisfied, but when you look at it on paper, it actually makes a lot of sense what we've achieved, right? Um,
True.
so just to jump back into the question you asked, Keshav. Um, so my perspective on kind of the blockchain-based technology industry is that in most industries, initially people buy the hype, right? Everyone wants to buy the hype. Everyone wants to act as if they are achieving something great, but most fail to connect it to something of value by producing value. And when it comes to the token cycles, the bear and the bull cycles, right? I like to connect it to inflationary versus recessionary times when it comes to real economies. What the federal government does is they increase the interest rates paid out during an inflationary time. So U.S. Treasuries or the federal government bonds start looking more attractive than riskier assets. And when people aren't investing into riskier assets, the economy slows down, correct? So during that time, they start building up towards a recession. And now, when the recession comes in, people actually become much more willing to buy riskier assets. So the flow of funds increases. Now, when you look at the crypto industry, you see a very similar correlation between the actual economy versus crypto. But within crypto and the blockchain industry, this cyclical cycle is much shorter than real life, which is what makes this ride a lot more fun. And we also see that this cycle also cleans out a lot of the irrelevant sort of projects from the industry, which is absolutely amazing. And when you're going through the period, it seems as if it's kind of the industry is sort of dying down, right? But this is all but everything. It's a healthy cleanup of the industry and the projects that the retail guys, users, and utility consumers get access to. And today with Zeebu, what we've done is we've produced a lot of value within the industry through our token, through our platform, and what we may be coming out with soon, which would be Zeebu's governance program and club program, incorporating all of our community members.
Wow. Yeah. So Raj, that brings us to the most exciting piece of the community connect call. Obviously, this call is about community. This call is about what we are doing for our community and how we are kind of going to keep building on the excitement. So a couple of things. First, I want to obviously, again, once again, thank all the community folks for cheering us and helping us rally forward. I would want to hear from Keshav and you about the most exciting, the most awaited, the most happening announcements for 2024? What is that our community should look forward to? What are the cool community engagement things that we are doing? Go ahead, guys.
So
Well, on the engagement
first,
side, go ahead, Keshav. It's fine.
yeah. So on the engagement side, Raj will take you through the entire journey. But on the tech side, we have been doing our alpha testing as a ideation space. What settlement can play a role into the fintech industry, into the banking space. So now that we are receiving tremendous response, we are coming up with a completely community-driven, decentralized payment settlement process where the governance will drive the settlement and the amount of transaction which are happening. So community will be able to take proactive participation by contributing their Zeebu, by contributing their stable tokens, and they'll be able to take decisions on how the entire settlement should take place. That's the biggest thing we are bringing as a newest innovation in Q1 next year. Parallel to that, the community members who are taking participation, we are coming up with the Zeebu Club. So Raj will tell more about club and the progressive path ahead. Yeah, over to you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Keshav, for the brief on the governance model. So, just to expand a bit more on the governance model itself, I did want to talk about the importance of having a good, sustainable engine that's kind of driven through a project's governance model that a lot of businesses today lack, right? Because what happens today is you start out as a DeFi project, right? And then the regulations, one after the other, they keep hitting you, and you realize, oh, I'm centralized now. And the way I wanted to serve the utility of my platform, of my technology, I cannot anymore. Now, in order to avoid that, and in order to make sure that whether or not we are here, whether or not our customers are here, whether or not even the token holders are there, the Zeebu project always sustains, right? Which is why we've come out with the governance model that Keshav mentioned, wherein a liquidity pool of sorts will act as the engine that runs every single platform, every single project that is currently using the Zebu token and its future tech stack. Now, moving towards the club model, wherein Zebu users will have access, anyone that holds a Zebu token and is using the Zebu payment gateway will have access to almost 12, perhaps 12,000 to 20,000 merchants all around the world, right? And a lot of those merchants will be providing select discounts simply because of the amount of utility they gain out of accepting Zebu as a payment method, compared to a lot of credit cards, which take anywhere up to 3.5 to even 5% fees to merchants just so they can transact with their customers, which is absolutely ridiculous in their idea. And hence, Zebu will change the game for them and their margins, as we have for the telecom industry carriers.
Awesome, awesome. So
Parallel
Raj
to
and Keshav, yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead. Okay,
just to
yeah,
expand on what Raj is saying, I'm seeing like lot of engagements are happening on YouTube. People have question about where we are
yeah,
and
yeah.
what our roadmap looks like, where our listings has been done. So just to expand on that part, we're already listed on mexcgate.io. So you can search ZBU and take a look at what traction we are getting there. In the Web3 neobanking space, the payment settlement has been a real problem for many of the businesses. And that's where we started solving the problem by just focusing one particular industry rather than going spread it thin. We elected to go on a feet long and mile deep, which is Raghav's always go to dialogue. So we adopted that and started following the same path. So that's where the telecom industry, which is a 120 billion US dollar market for wholesale voice, A2P messaging, and data. And that's where we are helping the businesses to solve their international payment settlement issue. And that gives us unique edge and competitive advantage amongst all of them. On the roadmap side, the first focus is to bring Zeebu Club and a governance program in the release side in the Q1, and you will see the landing page announcement early in first 2 weeks of the Q1. So you will see like lot many announcements coming up, and over the roadmap we are working on launching a lending product and entire banking product for the telecom as an industry.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks, Keshav. I think yeah, the questions are flowing in. Thank you, guys. I think it's a very very vibrant set of questions and comments that are coming in. Isaac, thank you so much. Double Ape, thank you. Tim, lovely, thank you so much. Yeah, I think we are rallying and heading in the right direction. Need all your support. John, thank you. Thanks for the comments. Chipsy, yeah, I mean. Thanks for saying that, but as founders, we cannot recommend buying the tokens. But I love the confidence you have in our story, and keep it coming. And yeah, I mean, thousand already 1,000 plus live streaming crossed on YouTube. Thank you for the engagement. Let me take a few questions here. When will we see the Zeebu Ambassador program? Zeebu Ambassador program was a launch for us, was a precursor for the club. Uh, like Raj mentioned, Keshav mentioned, club is a larger than life phenomena that we are bringing together exclusively for the Zeebu community folks. You will see the launch very soon. There's going to be a big bang launch happening. We first plan to do the launch and the party in the Dubai in the Middle Eastern continent, but we have a whole calendar lined up for the rest of the year across the globe. You will all of you will receive exclusive invite to be part of the club, and stay tuned. You will get more details on how to be part of the club.
You will.
Great pro. Sorry, go ahead. Okay. Tim Hansenberg, Steven, thank you, thanks for cheering us. Any news for us? Henry, any news for us? There are a lot of news. Like Kesha was mentioning, Raj was mentioning, governance model is going to be the blockbuster, first of its kind in the world. I will let them. I don't want to steal the thunder. It is their brainchild. Guys, you want to go ahead and tell a little bit about how the governance program is going to help our community folks?
Yeah, sure. So let me expand upon it. Yeah. So why governance entirely has been ideated, because there are Raj will talk about real problem of why financial institution needs decentralized approach and why we should adopt it. On the fundamental side, the idea is to give real control to the holders who are believing into the token, whoever is holding that. That makes more sense for all of them to decide how the entire ecosystem should be created. Second thing, the entire industry is right now witnessing that everyone, after emergence of AI, after the COVID, people wants to explore opportunities wherein they can give their proactive participation into the businesses to make it sensible and give a digital contribution there. And as a company, we are pure Web3 company. We are focusing on expanding our horizon by connecting more governance members into the ecosystem, so that when it comes to the business expansion by onboarding new businesses, when it comes the requirement of validating the transaction, when it comes for provisioning the liquidity, we are giving out that opportunity first to the community members and the Zeebu holders, so that they can take proactive participation into the process, so that the real perk and real benefit which gets ripped via ecosystem, that gets distributed and benefited to all of them. But why we started thinking of this problem and why we are coming up with the governance, so Raj will be able to elaborate more and expand on it, uh, based on his experience and based on what we discussed so far.
Thank you, Keshav. So let me maybe start through Zeebu's journey itself, why we started and why we are doing it now. Um, so originally, us as a team, we realized there were multiple frictions for most companies that were trying to transact cross-border and globally, right? This was anywhere from banking fees to forex charges and time value. Most importantly, time value, right? When I have a credit contract due tomorrow, and my wire transfer cannot get to my counterparty for 5 days, that can hinder business long term. So we realized that there was a very, very simple solution to this through blockchain technology. And one of the industries that were heavily suffering through this problem were was the telecom carrier industry. Now, moving forward, after we have successfully created the Zeebu Neobank, where we are enabling merchants to be able to do token custody, um, uh, uh, value transfer, and invoicing, we understand that it's also important to make this piece of technology much more sustainable, right? Which is wherein we brought the governance program into the picture, as Keshav mentioned. Now, Now, moving towards the real world side, where centralized institutions aren't just creating frictions, they are also creating a lack of opportunity, and they also don't happen to be risk averse, right? For example, March 10th, 2023, um, Silicon Valley Bank went down. Now, 97% of the deposits within Silicon Valley Bank were not FDIC insured, meaning that they crossed the $250,000 threshold. Only because the US government decided that these companies and individuals needed a bailout, they got to get their money back. But in reality, uh, if the government decided or the FDIC decided that they did not need to give these individuals or institutions bailouts, they would have lost anything over $250,000, which was 97% of the deposits. Secondly, you see today, you put your money in a checking or a savings account and you get minute, absolutely minute returns on it, meaning that you cannot make your money work for you while keeping it liquid and accessible, right? But at the same time, for providing a very, very easy service to you, banks take away a fairly large return on all of the funds that you deposit with them. And lastly, you as an individual, you go out there, you have a job, right? You produce all this money, you put it away in a bank, and it becomes a cycle of earn and expense, correct? And it's simply not sustainable for individuals. It's almost not sustainable for the economy. So, us as Zebu, we are focused on removing frictions and increasing sustainability. Wherein Zebu Club, you as a Zebu holder will be able to contribute towards any technology into the platform that's currently producing a utility for businesses or individuals by provisioning liquidity, by validating transactions, and also by adding value to the ecosystem and bringing on businesses yourself, right? So that is what we're all about at Zebu. We're about removing frictions, increasing sustainability, and it's telecom today and rest of the world tomorrow.
Yeah, super, Brad. So that is what is our entire philosophy. It looks like, yeah, Raghav, I was missing you.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. I love the statement. Telecom today, rest of the world tomorrow. I know with the young founding team and with the amount of energy we bring in, it's going to be phenomenal. I mean, we are all set to take over the world. Guys, thank you so much. I know, I mean, we will extend this by maybe another 10 minutes, but I have about 97 questions. We may not be able to answer all the questions, but we will definitely try to take as many of them as we can. Um, Clover, thank you. Wizzy, thank you. Hems, thank you. Abdul, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thanks for all the appreciation. Okay. Okay, guys, let's do it a rapid fire round. I will quickly start
Yep.
throwing questions and let's try and answer them in a minute or two. Um, in what ways does the Zebu contribute to the evolution of telecom settlement?
So,
Yeah, I
Raj.
mean,
Um,
I'll quickly tackle that. It makes it near instant. It removes all the bottlenecks that the traditional banking poses and brings in all the great features of blockchain. Um, Next question, Raj. Next question is when is the next Zebu global event?
the next Zebu Global event. That's a difficult question, right, Raghav? Because we have so many.
Yeah.
that are
We
segmented
have so many
towards
of them.
specific markets. Um,
Correct.
so
Correct.
I'll tell you what. For anyone that is a Zeebu fan and a Zeebu holder, is welcome to our very very exclusive influencer and telecom industry connect party in February. We will keep up the announcements, but the
Yes.
main event that Zeebu will have this year, where we'll announce the governance program, the Zeebu Club, and what Zeebu as a future protocol is moving towards, will be in mid March. I do sort of want to keep it under wraps for now, just so it's a bit more exciting with the video that we're planning. But let's
Yeah.
really aim for mid March, guys. We would love to
Yeah.
see you
Yeah.
over in Dubai.
Absolutely.
And the governance is
Um,
covering. Yeah, Raghav.
Sorry, Keshav. The next question is from the new girl. How does Zebu handle data privacy protection, considering the sensitive information?
So entire our we never touch the customer data. The payment and settlement happens with the pure DeFi protocol. So on-chain validation happens for the transaction settlement side, and off-chain the businesses maintains their own privacy. So we never touch the data, and whatever information gets traveled on the blockchain, that is encrypted between two parties. But we are
Okay. Perfect.
keeping it more innovative in with our governance launch. We are bringing in validator program for complete validation process. We are bringing up with the NFTs. So there was one question in the community, they asking about what is NFT rollout from the
Yeah.
NFT
Yeah.
club, right? So
Any NFT collection expected? When is the NFT launch happening? Yes. Yeah.
the governance will be completely driven with the NFT essence. The governance member will carry their own NFT, generate, they will contribute, and their contribution power will be assigned to the NFT. So there are a lot more in the governance where we are bringing in loyalty, NFTs, and real world settlement use case. So Abdul was asking like, well, what is there? It is another Ponzi or something. So to answer that one as well, we have not touched any of the ICO or any of the money. This is pure enterprise play. The way Ripple is doing
Yeah.
between bank, we are doing between telecom companies. So the participation is pure decentralized. That will going to be open up in the later part. So that's where we were ideating, we were validating what we are talking, whether it really makes sense. And that's where we took the institutional route. We raised our first 25 million. We started ideating. We went to businesses. Now the real business is there. You can validate on-chain transaction, business activity, and go to the dashboard.zebu.com for seeing our real transaction happening on every day. And now we are inviting our governance member to take participation because the idea has been proven, the transactions are there, and now we know we need more hands to help us for creating bigger settlement pool.
Beautiful.
So two things, guys. Just to build a bit upon Keshav's point, number one, and number two, I'm assuming there's a AML KYC question somewhere in the chat, right?
There
Um,
is
right, correct. What's the name of the person that has asked? Do you know?
lower.
So lower. Quickly to answer regarding AML and KYC. Um, Today, we are using SumSub, which is a renowned third-party company for KYC and KYB needs, and also to some extent they do background verification and cross-checking when it comes to AML lists. Right now, at Zebu, we are also working on a very innovative technology and approach that perhaps no one else in the industry is taking today. When with the new governance program, we are giving access to the vendors and customers transacting on our platform to be able to upload essentially their year-long invoices in one chunk, which is called an interconnect agreement in the telecom industry, right? Now, what does an interconnect agreement mean? Let's say 1 minute is worth $1, and I want to send 1 million minutes through Raghav. Me and Raghav will have $1 million interconnect agreement, which allows me to send 1 million minutes. Now, through this, what we are able to do is have an absolute control on the amount of transactions that are done on the platform, trace them with true business value that is generated per transaction, and our smart contract system is completely automated and able to limit any transaction that is over this amount and out of bounds of that interconnect agreement, while keeping everything secure and encrypted between two parties, as Keshav mentioned. Thirdly, what this allows us to do is give the governance program members uh, clear vision and access to the amount of performance that the Zeebu Neobank is doing at any moment and in real time. This allows them to decide how to provision their liquidity, how to continue serving value towards Zeebu, and what is the amount of value they can generate out for themselves.
Perfect. Keshav, do you want to take the next question around the high volume transactions?
Yep. So there are two interesting questions I'm seeing from one from related to high volume transaction, how we are handling on platform. So we have created a blend between Web3 and Web2. So all the transaction posting happens on our Web2 layer, which is a PSP, where we validate, we do the KYC, onboarding, AML check, OFAC check, everything. Once all the transactions are sanitized and clean, then it travels through the tunnel on the on-chain for which interacts with our Invoice D app, which executes the settlement between two parties. So the blockchain we are using, it's a multi-chain application, so we are using Binance and Ethereum as we speak right now, but eventually we are evaluating how to expand and adopt new chain based on our customer preferences. So that was a very nice question from one of the community member. Second thing, they ask about how you can show the platform's efficiency and how we are adopting the telecom capability, right? So on the platform efficiency side, so far we are every day processing more than 100 carriers are using our platform. 200 more carriers are coming in queue. So for bringing in more scalability, we are going to announce this liquidity provisioning program governance that will bring a lot more scalability. Over to you, Raghav.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Guys, thank you. Thank you. We are seeing overwhelming response. I will do a rapid fire. I'll pick five questions and answer all of them in one word so that you have most of the questions answered. I see Hansenberg, I see John, I see BTune talking about the current airdrop that is happening. Yes, guys, the airdrop is on. Please participate. Please make most out of it. The next airdrop plan is it will be continuing exercise while we kind of launch the club. So stay tuned. Be more interactive and engaging on Telegram, and you will get more updates. Glad to be here. Thank you. Zeebu encourage participation in decentralized ecosystem among. Yeah, absolutely. So, like Keshav and Raj already mentioned, it's a true decentralized platform, and the governance program is to bring in more transparency and more decentralization there. How does Zebu anticipate on costs, remittance delays, for wholesale wise industry interaction, transparent ecosystem? Yes, we are making the transaction near instant, so hence there won't be any delays in remittance. It's almost near instant. Coin burn and buyback. Obviously, we are on the coin burn mode. Keshav, Raj, do you want to take up that question?
Yeah.
Coin burn and buyback.
Sure. So Zebu is completely consumptive token. So each time Zebu is used by the businesses who want to settle their invoice, whenever the business use the token, 100% of the token supply gets locked, and quarterly we execute the burning program. So as of now, you will be able to track on blockchain majority. There are a burning address which is locking all the token, and every quarter we take the average price of the token of the entire quarter, and we burn the supply. So equivalent to the revenue what we processed in quarter, that amount of token at the average price goes out of the supply. So it's a constant burning mechanism which we are adopting because each token represents the consumptive use and settlement towards the businesses.
Beautiful,
So
beautiful. Next question by Emma. Raj, do you want to take that up? What's the Zebu's roadmap for 2024?
Absolutely, Raghav. So, thank you for the question, Emma. I have tried my best to cover it throughout the call, but it's just so difficult, right? As our roadmaps
Yeah.
very very extensive, and I cannot help but talk about it in detail. Um, coming January, we plan on doing a super launch of the campaign for the Zeebu governance program, and most importantly, the Zeebu Club, which will move on to become an all-encompassing ecosystem of validators, governance, retail users, where Zeebu is venturing into, and businesses, most importantly. Now, for all of those components, throughout the year, we'll be coming out with our main governance program, which will act as the engine of the ecosystem. And on the actual utility side, we're moving towards lending, invoice factoring, insured custody, and many more utilities that are focused on businesses. But for community members like you, our most important utility will become the Zeebu Club, wherein you'll have access to multiple merchants that will you be willing to accept the Zeebu payment gateway, and it'll come at a lower cost to both of you, where as because Zeebu does not take transaction fees in this scenario. And lastly, you will also have the opportunity to serve into the Zeebu ecosystem by provisioning liquidity, by validating invoices, and becoming a governing agent, you as an individual, which today in the centralized financial world, you do not have access to. And most licensed entities take that opportunity away.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was insightful, Raj. Guys, I know as much as you guys love, Keshav just was pinging me on WhatsApp saying, hey, can we do this like 1 more hour of AMA? We love you guys. I know the response you guys have been giving is phenomenal, but just that we want to make sure that we condense most of the information. We promise you to come back every month with more community catch-ups. Once again, all three of us would love to extend our heartfelt thank you, our gratitude, and last but not the least, the warmth and love for this community. Thank you for making Zeebu what it is. We are betting on all of you, and like I said, Zeebu Club is going to be the greatest thing that's going to happen in 2024. Stay tuned, guys. For John, Chole, and for everybody else who has requested for the video once again, we will share the video now, and this is a wrap. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. That's a super
Thank you, everyone.
exciting. Thank you.
And one last message from you, Raghavendra.
Oh. Thank you. That was power packed. Raj, I know before we said bye, you wanted to
Yeah,
say something. Is there a word or two you wanted to say? Okay.
absolutely, Raghav. So today at Zeebu, what has driven us is innovation and the amount of disruption we're bringing to the telecom carrier industry, right? But your support as community member, it has been a big part of what has driven us to work so hard and move on with the project. Starting next year with the announcements that we are coming out with, it's not just going to be a motivation factor that the Zebu community will be. It will be the sustainability factor that the Zebu community will create, right? With you guys, the Zebu will be able to become a sustainable engine, able to process any amount of business transactions and onboard any amount of businesses moving forward. So to me as an individual and to Zebu as a team, you guys are the most important thing that we have for us, because you will be the core of our engine that will enable us to make Zebu a sustainable blockchain based tech stack and protocol. Thank you.
Good one, guys.
Brilliant.
Meeting.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful New Year celebration. See you in 2024.
Thank you. Bye.
See you around. Thanks. Bye.